Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to another music reaction. Okay, so today we have another first for me, a group I'm going to be checking out for the very first time. And this is a group that I actually have heard of, and that has been highly recommended to me by you guys ever since I started my journey into checking out different K-pop groups. This is BTS. Alright, so yes, I had heard of BTS. I haven't heard actually any of their songs before, but I feel like it's kind of hard to have not at least heard of them at some point in time. I know they had one song, I believe the name is Butter, that I remember when it came out there was a big like social media thing of people going crazy. But yes, I was not actually, I hadn't listened to any K-pop at that point, I just wasn't really interested, and so I don't know, I didn't listen, I hadn't checked out any other stuff, so. But you guys have been highly recommending them to me ever since I first started listening with Blackpink, so I thought it's time to check out one of their songs. So today, for my first exposure to BTS, I'm going to be listening to and watching the music video for Black Swan. Alright, so there was a lot of different options, and honestly I thought about doing Butter first since that's the one that I had definitely heard the name of, but then when I actually went on YouTube and decided to grab one of the videos and looked at the different names of songs, I saw this one and it just kind of stood out to me. I don't know, it sounds like it might be a little bit darker, whereas Butter sounds like, you know, pretty light and fluffy, and you guys know if you've been checking out my other reactions that I like the darker stuff. But also, it just kind of reminds me, I don't know if you guys have seen that film, Black Swan with Natalie Portman, but I thought of that instantly when I saw the name of the song, and I thought, alright, we'll check this one out first, it could be fun. So that's my silly reason for choosing Black Swan, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they have to offer. So, let's check it out together. My first time listening to BTS, Black Swan. Here we go. Let me get that out of the way. Okay. Oh, let me get closed captions on so I can see what they're saying. Okay, so they're on. Alright. Okay, alright. It seems like some intensive dance moves. Very ballet stylish. First step.
But if the moment's right now, right now. 심장 소리만 뻥뻥뻥 벗어난 해도 그 입속으로 점점점 어떤 노래
The visuals are pretty crazy.
소리 없는 소리 질러 모든 빛이 침묵하는 바다에 이리는 내 발목을 또 잡아 어떤 소리도 들리지 않아 Killing me now, killing me now
Okay.
어린 듯 천천히 가라앉아 나나나 몸부림쳐 빠졌어 방이 바닥난다 모든 순간들이 영원히 돼 Feeling me now do you have me
I like that part. Where does he go? Looking like it's like they're in a palace basically. So it seems like an opera house or a ballet studio.
자꾸 초점을 잃어 이제 놔줘 싫어 차라리 내 맘 녹아게 내가 뛰어들어갈게 같은 깊은 곳에서 나는 날 봤어 천천히 난 눈을 떠 여기 나의 작업실 내 스튜디오 바로 깜깜하게 나를 스쳐줘 절대 끌려가지 않을 거야 다시 또 inside 아싸 귓가에 빠른 심장 소리만 뻥뻥뻥 두 눈을 뜨고 나의 숲으로 점점점 그것도 내 삼킬 수 없어 힘껏 내 소리 질러 모든 빛을 침묵하는 바닥에
Look at their poses. Oh, wait, there's a... Did his shadow just like disappear? Okay, hold on a second here. All right, okay, hold on. Okay. So that was Black Swan by BTS. And you guys tell me, you tell me. So I went into this, right, saying I see the title Black Swan and I think of the film Black Swan, which of course revolves around ballerinas. It takes place, it's a very dark film dealing with competition and stress and familial pressure and internal pressure and people actually losing their minds and doing whatever they can in order to get to a certain position. But, you know, they're ballerinas, the main characters, and that there is dancing and they're trying to get this particular role. So I don't know if it's just coincidental, but I assume that it's not. That the way that they staged this, the setting is basically a classical, gorgeous, palatial theater, and the sort of theater where you would have, say, a performance by a ballet company taking place on stage. It literally looks like this is a theater for ballet performers. And I mean, of course, it has the staples of any sort of classical theater. Concert hall, you could see it as, for plays, theater plays, but you could see a ballet being performed there, and the way that they had it set up as well, with certain shots looking like there was actually a spotlight coming down upon them. And then a lot of the actual dance moves that you saw them doing were moves that very much remind you, the way that they moved their bodies, the way that they contorted their bodies, very much reminded you of a ballet performer, of a ballet performance itself. So I'm assuming it's not coincidental and that there was that in kind of like the back of their minds when they are staging and setting up this music video and the dances that go along with it to the title. But you'll have to tell me. But yeah, so I made that connection beforehand that it seemed to be there in front of my face the whole time with the artistic choices that they made, which were really interesting and exciting. I'm ridiculously impressed by their dance moves. So like I said, and you know, this is one thing that I've seen in every K-pop presentation, performance, every K-pop group that I've checked out yet. Obviously, they're all extremely talented artists. I'm always very impressed by their actual vocal abilities, their abilities to work together as a group, and you saw a lot of that, of a combination of different types of styles here in their singing as well. But the dancing also is something that K-pop groups are often very well known for, but this kind of dancing was very different than anything that I've seen in any of the groups I've checked out so far yet. I mean, it's very carefully choreographed. They clearly put a lot of time and practice into it, and it fits with the style of music that they're going for on the one hand, but on the other hand, most of the dancing that I've seen a lot of the girl groups do has been very, I don't know, hip-hop oriented or pop style dancing oriented. They're particular moves that are not necessarily easy to do or coordinate, but are certainly, it's not the same sort of thing we were seeing here, which very much, like I said, looks like the sort of moves that you'd see ballet dancers performing, which are, I don't know if you guys have ever tried to do any of those sorts of dance moves, but even the sort of moves where they were all in sort of a plie stance and up on their toes, that is ridiculously difficult to do. Ridiculously difficult to do. And to do it all in formation at the same time and with seemingly like perfect posture and stance, that's insane. So I am amazingly impressed by their dance abilities, by their physical abilities, from what I've seen even just in this short performance. The song itself was definitely very catchy, and like I said, their vocal performances and the way they transitioned from different styles of singing and some more like upbeat kind of rapping sort of performances was very cool. But it was the dancing and their visual, like their aesthetic choices that really kind of blew me away with this music video, I have to say. So yeah, I was really impressed. I never know what to expect going into these with new groups. And BTS in particular is one that, you know, like I said, the name is famous, and the only song's name that I'd heard of before was Butter, and that seemed very like very poppy on like the K-pop idea. It's very pop, you know, if that makes sense. And I definitely would not classify that as simplistically pop. It was much more interesting. There was a lot more artistry to it. It was fantastic. So I'm really excited to check out more from them. I really want you guys to let me know. What's your thoughts? So about this particular song, about their dance performances here, about their staging and where they set to this video and their choices there. And then of course, what other recommendations do you have for me? Either other groups or performers, or specifically from BTS. What other performances of theirs, what other songs of theirs do you think I should check out next? All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up here. That was really great. I'm really glad that I actually listened to you guys again and checked this out. So far, you haven't let me down with any of your recommendations. So thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.